Oh, I have to say, hello, Knicks family. My name is Stephanie from the Queen Sport,
And I'm Tony Crow from Knicks and Bruises,
and this is
and this is the crossover.
the crossover. I'm your host tonight. We'll alternate. Tony will be in charge of the chat. And this is an opportunity, for the chat to kind of talk about how you feel about Randle wanting out. I don't know if you saw us on Knicks and Bruises, where we kind of talked about it as a panel, and then also we talked about it as a panel. But this is your opportunity. What do you think about it? What's your feelings on it? We actually dropped the link in the chat, so we'll be opening that up in a few minutes, and you'll get your opportunity to kind of come up and give like a 2-minute take on your thoughts on Randall supposedly wanting out. This is an unconfirmed report, so we do have to continue to emphasize that. And then we're going to also talk about is the replacement. Turn your mic.
Yeah, someone said I was just about to tell you that.
Okay.
I hear you good, so I can't really call it.
All right. All right.
So
Let me know how you guys how my mic is doing now. I just turned it up. And then we'll talk about if is the replacement on the roster. So we'll talk about it a little bit first, and then we'll open it up to the chat. So Tony, how are you, and
I,
your thoughts on the issue?
I am good. I am good. I need confirmation to be honest.
Okay.
But I think Tibbs' comment that Sim had highlighted. I think that verifies at the very least that he will be playing tonight and starting. He said I gotta rock with the guys that I have, and right now he has them. So I think he is starting. And that was basically in reference to someone in the chat who asked what's the starting lineup. I haven't got it confirmed, but he did say, there you go, T. Williams. He did say, I gotta rock with the guys I have that's on the team. So he's here, he's on the team. I think Randall's playing.
Okay. I mean, the only thing I'll add, I know we've talked about this a lot, is did he say it in a moment of frustration? Did he say it and not really mean it? A lot of times we can say things we don't mean, and somebody else picks it up and runs with it. So is it possible he was just really frustrated, said he wanted out of New York, but then once he calmed down, he thought otherwise? We're not gonna know. If he did request out, I think the Knicks need to accommodate him. Like if he doesn't want to be here, similar to KP, we were talking about this, you have to accommodate him. And that means you may have to take less um, than you would
His
normally
value.
take,
Yeah.
with the idea that it's addition is addition, addition by subtraction. Yeah. So let's see how it goes. I know those who I'm gonna give my little plug. I dropped a video on my channel, Dope Soul Sports Talk, and I talked about this same thing. And what I said is, I wish this could be worked out because I think that you can construct a roster where he doesn't have these playmaking responsibilities. You can construct an offense where you set it up where he's shooting in those spots and where he shoots the best. So that'll help him be more efficient. But if his mind is not right, none of that really matters, right? If his mind is not right, you kind of have to let it go. So with Dimes and Nicks,
That
it's shit every time.
Hey, you know what? Not for nothing. I agree with that sentiment, but not to mess with his head per se, but to really kind of uplift him. I really feel like that's something that we as a fan base haven't done. You know what I mean? Give him some support, especially when he's struggling, rather than
Mhm.
kicking a man while he's down. But that's just me. I do think that does have a reflection on the organization. I think
Mhm.
it hurts the organization more than it hurts Randle as a player, and I think it makes it more difficult for outside guys to want to be here, knowing that at a flip of a dime you could switch up on me. So it's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody in the chat? We dropped the link earlier. We'll drop it again.
I'm put it
Um,
right back in there now.
Anybody who wants to hop on for a minute or two and give their take on Randall supposedly, wanting out. Um, I think along with that is the question: is his replacement on the roster? Like, do you think Obi is ready for that role, or do you think we need to go out, get a power forward, and still allow Obi to come along slowly?
Uh, I think Obi has shown great signs when he's had these extended minutes late as of late. Um, and good for him because he didn't show those same type of signs early on when Randall missed the game or two. So but full time, I think it's too small of a sample size to tell. But if like I said, if Randall did request to be moved, I think we should sit him. That would be the right thing to do for the rest of the team. Because if a teammate gives up on his team, why give him minutes at all? You know what I mean? You already sent Kemba home, send Julius home too. And this
I
is
mean,
from a
I don't know if
this
I
is
agree
from
with that.
a Randall guy. I I,
Right.
I think it does more harm than good keeping him around if the rumor is true.
But we see that all the time. Players request trades and they still play until they're traded, right? I mean,
We
we
see both.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think they. I mean, only I remember it with Anthony Davis in New Orleans. They sat him, but I think he was almost. I don't want to say belligerent, but it was. I don't know. Yeah, we've seen both but for the most part, I've seen players request. Cam Reddish requested a trade,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
played until they found the trade partner. So that's it's common, you know.
No, I'm not saying. I think for us, it's the right thing to do would be sit him. And I say that because why keep him? Why keep him? Why risk an injury where now you can't move him, right? Um, why not continue to see if Obi can handle these minutes as a starter, because potentially that's the role he's going to be in once Randall is gone. So why
If we
not?
don't trade him for another power forward,
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I would think even if we trade him for another power forward, I think his rotational minutes increase moving forward. You know what I
depends
mean?
on who we
It's
get.
yes,
If we like,
but
for example, if we traded him for John Collins, I don't see Obi's minutes increasing.
I still do. I still do. And I say that because it's bringing someone in as opposed to a guy that was here already or a guy that already earned that
But I
rotational
don't think
spot.
that matters though.
I
You're
think
gonna
it
play the best player. You're not gonna be like, oh, well, this one was here first, so we're gonna give him more minutes. If that other guy is a starter in this league, he's
mhm.
gonna play starters minutes.
Starters minutes and Tibbs starter minutes is
But
you know
is
what I
Tibbs
mean?
still a coach? Or we got a
Yes.
new if that's what it is. If Tibbs
But
is still a
all right,
coach, that's
let
what
me
it
let
is.
me let me rephrase it then. If it's John Collins, is he gonna come in and play the role that Randall played? I don't think so.
Well,
So
he's not gonna handle the ball. But okay, this is what I know. From what I've seen from Tibbs, he plays his starters heavy minutes. I don't see John Collins come in here. John Collins could easily be a 2010 guy on this team.
mhm.
I don't see him cutting minutes so Obi can get. I don't see, for example, John Collins playing 28 minutes and Obi playing 20
I don't know
at
if
125 million. I
it's
just don't see
it's
that.
it's not. I don't think it's because I think it's because Randall's role that he plays the minutes he plays. I think it's because he's the number one option on the team. He plays the minutes he plays. I don't know if Collins is going to come in and have. He's going to be. He's not going to be the number one option. He's not going to be the main guy. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
not going to be asked to create for others in the way that Randall has been given those responsibilities. So that is why I feel like now. Granted, I'm not saying it's going to be a split in minutes, but I think Obi's minutes will increase, especially based off of his play as of late and the fact that Tibbs is more familiar with him already,
Right.
as we is. We got
Well,
our
just
first.
1 minute. Let me just put this out for the chat before we
Mhm.
let DJ Cash in. Chat, what's your opinion? If we traded for somebody like John Collins, do you think Obi would get more minutes behind John Collins than he's getting behind Randall?
Or do you think Collins will get the same minutes as Randall? However way
However
you
way
wanna
you
look
put
at
it.
it.
Hmm.
Want to bring him in?
Yep, let's bring him in for a few minutes.
DJ Cash. Welcome to the show, DJ Cash. What's your thoughts, man?
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Much love to you guys, and thank you for allowing me to be here. It's interesting with the Randall situation. I wonder if he has mental health issues. The way he is acting. I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, just for the brother and his family or whatever. That would be my first concern. Thinking of him, humanitarily. But basketball wise, he needs to move into another situation. His time is done here for the fact that he really doesn't fit the timeline with the youth. We see, he's talking about Obi and how he's coming along, how he's progressing, and how the youth is continued to progress. As regards to Tom Thibodeau and his coaching and how he coaches, I think if you force his hand and he only has to play the young, it's
Right.
only going to benefit them and benefit the Knicks. It's going to benefit us in the long haul. But referring back to Julius Randle, I mean, if he has some mental health issues, I mean, I hope the brother gets some help. But as regards to that, but basketball wise, I think it's time for him to move on to another situation.
Okay. 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 All right. Appreciate you for dropping in. I mean, would you consider anger issues, mental health issues, or when you say mental health issues, you're thinking like depression, anxiety, bipolar, or are you just saying he may have anger or difficulty controlling his emotions?
More so the anger management
Okay.
aspect of mental health issues and
Gotcha.
controlling his anger.
Right.
I don't think he's bipolar. I mean, he doesn't seem to exhibit those qualities. But the anger, definitely, his body language reveals a lot.
Right. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. And to your point, when he gets in those moments,
Excuse me.
it's like he just blanks out. Like, and he can't process what's going on. Like we won against Chicago on a last not a last second shot, but a game sealing shot, by Burks. And he's still in his head angry over I don't know what happened a moment before or play before or what have you. And he can't even bring himself out of that to
Hmm.
celebrate a win. You know what I mean? So
And
I agree with you. I think when he gets like that, he can't break out of it.
I actually worry about, and I don't, hopefully I'm wrong and I don't want to speculate, but I worry about the depression and maybe actually the action has nothing to do with the win, the loss, the success of the team, but him feeling like he's not playing up to his own ability or standard, and not giving him an out, or saying what he did was right, but it may have been more of him being down on himself than anything else. You know what I mean? Him having high expectation for himself not living up to that. Yeah, it may be that.
Maybe that.
DJ Cash, appreciate you. We're gonna
Appreciate you.
bring a next
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
panelist
welcome.
up, and yeah, we're gonna do this every now and again. So be ready, and we appreciate the participation.
Thank you for the privilege. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Um, you want to say anything before we bring Mister
No, I thought he was right on,
here here
mental health issues and just, clarifying that it's more about, and because I've heard people in the chat say bipolar and things of that, but I agree with him that there's some anger issues that he's having a hard time controlling in the moment.
yeah. We got Walter White. I'm gonna bring him in.
Yep, bring him in.
Walter White, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for joining
What's
us.
going
Welcome
on,
to the
man?
crossover.
What's
How
going
are
on?
you?
Nice to be here, man. Shout out, salute to the chat, to the Queen, Tony Crow's good.
Appreciate you.
My
I'm
man,
glad
he
this
took
time.
my
What's
whole
your
argument because I've been saying that for the last few days that Randle might be having a little bit of a mental issue, a mental struggles. You know what I mean? Going through, and who knows what they could be related to? It could be on the court, could be something like in his personal life. But he's always had an issue with controlling his emotions. So I feel like it's a
right?
mixture of both.
Right. Do you think though, because you're right, I've seen this last season, and even Gentry, which was his coach in New Orleans, mentioned it as well. But does it seem like to you that this is just extra? Like this is even more than last season?
Well, you think about it, I was thinking about it. The first season, the fans wanted to give him the boot. Then last season, he played okay, and the fans was behind him, MVP. And now it swings back to this. Now they want to give him the boot again. It's like it could be, him not having that mental stability. You know what I'm saying? Up and down roller coaster thing going on. Could be something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I wonder, he could be frustrated with himself. I wonder if he's also frustrated that coming off a season last year, we're not even making the playoffs. So is he even frustrated with the front office that, for the roster that they constructed? Like who knows? I think there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think you always gotta look in the mirror first, and then you could before you put any blame anywhere else. So I think he knows. You know what I mean? He has to know he hasn't played up to his own capability or even his own
Hmm.
standards. So I
And
I
then
think I think it's more of a him being down on himself, and and maybe he needs some uplifting, whether
and
it's
then
whether it's from the fans or his own teammates.
And then you remember when Kenny Payne got that job, he said he cried twice.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might have been
yeah.
a safety net too, and maybe, I mean, not saying again, not giving excuses, but maybe this wasn't a flash in the pan, and he knew it was coming all season.
Which
And
part?
Payne leaving.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Um, Walter White, man, appreciate the comments. Appreciate you jumping in with us. We got another panelist to bring in. And
Right.
any last words before we get you out of here?
If we're gonna get rid of Randle, I say open that spot up, and we might be in the lottery again next year. But open that spot up and let the young boy, man, let Obi get his chance. Let him get his shot.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey,
I hear you. I hear you. Shout out to Amani the Great, Minneapolis. Nobody is saying that he's crazy. That's why I wanted to clarify that with the first with DJ Cash. We're not saying he's crazy. We're just saying that he's having a difficult time controlling his emotions. You don't
emotions.
have to be crazy to have difficulty managing your emotions. Appreciate the support. I think Big Dave from Louisiana was next.
All right, all right. Let's get him in here. Big
Shout
Dave,
out, shout out
salute.
to the chat. Shout out to the chat.
Welcome to the
Checking in from
crossover.
Louisiana.
How are you?
All right, all right. So, first of all, if Randall does have any kind of mental health issues, I think we all pray and hope that he gets the help that he needs. But at the same token, I believe that it's not a mental health issue. And the reason why I say that is because even when he's not playing, and he sat out the last couple games prior to the last game, but the last two, he wasn't engaged all season long. He hasn't been a leader, period. And one would think that if he truly had mental health issues, that Kenny Payne, who has been with Randle for probably the last 9 to 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
would have persuaded Randle to get the help that he needs over that time period. I don't think anybody else knows Randle like Kenny Payne, and I understand he was sad when he left, but
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have Kenny Payne have, along with the organization, have gotten him the help that he needs? And so I'm not really buying into the mental health issue right now, but I don't want to pass judgment. But I think that if it's truly a mental health issue, hopefully he can get the help. But I think it goes beyond that. And I think it's just a leadership issue that Randle has. He's never had to be a leader. He's never stepped up to be a leader. He's always had Kobe when he was in New Orleans. Never really was a leader, so to speak. And so I just think it's a leadership issue, and it might be time to move on. And I hope that if we do move on, I don't think Obi's the answer right now, even though he's an older, young guy. I can't see it. I think we need to go out and get a good stretch for, and just and go from there. No love lost. We'll move on and take our lumps and just keep going.
Yeah, Big Dave, I appreciate you. Go ahead, Tom. You want to say something?
Well, what if it's not per se? What if, along with the anger management, it's also some type of some form of depression? How do you? I don't know if there's one answer or a solution for depression. I think everyone deals with that differently. And if it is if it is depression, um, as someone who actually battled depression at a point in time, um, it wasn't something I shared. It wasn't something that I kind of put out there. Actually, it took me a it took me some time to even realize that I was depressed. So just to throw that out there, if it is a depression thing, it's no
Let,
no
let, let me
correct way to deal with that.
let me
What?
say this and I'll get out the way. I think that, and I work in that field. I think that many NBA players you've seen have started to come out and have given an avenue. Tony, and I respect you all greatly, and appreciate where you have come from personally. But I think many NBA guys have come out and have given a path for Julius and anybody else who's battling that now to really come forward and seek that treatment. And it can be done in a way where it's not out there. It's private, because we all know that that's a privacy issue, and many guys wouldn't want that out there. So I think between you see Bradley Beal, you see a couple of these guys that have come out over the past year or two and have said, "Hey, mental health is real," and I think that there's a path there for him to take. And I hope that if that's the case, and everybody deals with depression differently, if that's the case, he's got to get those meds and got to seek that treatment. That's the only way to really get that under control. But shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. We'll be tuning in tonight.
Yeah,
Y'all keep up the great work. Queen, keep up the great work.
appreciate you. Are you subscribed to my channel?
I should be. I'll check it.
Yes.
But I should be. I
Dope
should
Soul
be.
Sports Talk.
All right.
Yes. All right. I appreciate you. But the I don't know about depression. He could be depressed. Don't get me wrong. To me, I'm not seeing signs of depression. When he goes home, he definitely could be depressed. What I'm seeing, and again, I don't know, if he's going home and not eating, going home and not sleeping, going home and not doing the things that he would usually like to do. Like those are signs of depression. That could be going on. But what I see on the court is a lack of leadership, a lack of maturity, and a lack of being able to hone his emotions. And that's been going on for a few years. That's not
Good
that's not
point.
new with
Good point.
him. But I think, you have emotional issues you can't deal with your anger. If there's nothing to be angry about, you're good. But when things are turning on you like it is this season, it can seem even worse.
Yeah, I hear you, and great point. I'm just trying to throw some things out there that you know rather than say he go get the help. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, especially in depression, sometimes you don't even know you are
Right.
depressed. So it's hard
Before
to.
we bring in Melra, please
Mhm.
correct me when you come on because I know I said your name wrong. But I just wanted to say, oh, I just had a quote where somebody said that Randall is a millionaire and something about, I don't know, something like he's a millionaire so he doesn't get to be depressed or something of that sort.
If only
Listen,
you knew.
it doesn't matter. Depression doesn't have any mental health, mental illness has nothing to do with your gender, your sexuality, your socioeconomic status, any of that. Anybody can get depressed, you know. Doesn't seem like that to me, but like I said, he could be exhibiting those symptoms off the court. On the court, I don't really see depression.
Okay. You ready for him?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. You definitely gotta let us know how to pronounce your name correct. But welcome to the crossover.
Yes,
Bro,
welcome.
come on, man. You don't remember me, man? I'm part of the original crew, man. I've been gone for a long time.
I remember your face.
Yeah, man.
I,
Tell me and everybody what's up, man. Queen, what's going on?
Everything is good. Good to have you.
I've been hanging around, still listening, still staying in tune and all of that.
That's
Um,
great.
appreciate you.
with this situation, man, I talk to my fellas a lot about it. Shout out to the Frozen Envelope on Facebook. It's a Knicks group, real cool group. Um, I don't think he crazy, and I don't think he
So,
depressed. I think he's egotistical. It's his ego. So, and this might sound crazy, but this is from my point of view. When Kimba came in, it changed everything. From what Julius did the previous season, Julius came in he wanted to be New York Savior. He wanted to be a superstar. He wanted to be an all-star. This was the first time he got a chance to be the first person, and he played well without the fans. He got the most improved player. He got the all-star. He was feeling himself. Come back the next season. Kimba comes, which is a hometown hero kind of to New
mhm.
York. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but this is what I peeped. When they gave Kimba that commercial to introduce the new black jerseys, y'all remember that?
Yes.
Think of Julius. Julius got us to the playoffs for the first time. He was the leader, most improved player. He was the face of the Knicks coming in off of his best season. They bring in Kimba and give Kimba the red mat when he first came. I think that commercial messed with Julius. I think he felt like he should have had that. How the crowd was treating Kimba at first.
Hmm.
Um, Then when he started playing bad, how the crowd started treating him when he showed the F you this. And
Hmm.
you can tell when you watch him, his ego is attached to how the fans act and
Good
how the
point.
media acts and how this acts. He doesn't know. That's what he doesn't know how to control. His ego. He wants it so bad. The Kimba thing's not an issue now, but I think that kind of
Right. Right.
bothered
Started
him.
it all.
But then you can even see with RJ. Once the offense started kind of going through RJ, that man has not, he was playing shitty, period. But you can tell sometime the last game when he threw the ball, if y'all peeped a couple plays before, I think we were down by 3. RJ had the ball on the left side and he could have passed it because
Mhm.
Julius was open.
Mhm.
RJ took a wild shot right in front of the 3 and missed it. Look at Julius' face running back up the court. Everything has switched from the offense going through him in the last moments to now RJ. That man's ego is shot. Is shot. That's why he went out of here.
Yeah.
He
Do you
can't.
think also the fans yelling for Obi to come in the game and replace him is a part of it as well?
It's his ego. He's not a team player. He wants to be. Remember, they kept talking about this Kobe thing with him. Remember when he first came and his mentor, and he watched Kobe, and Kobe he started going to the gym because of Kobe. You got to pay attention to these little things. He thinks of himself like that. So
Mhm.
once the crowd do what they doing, RJ do what he do, Kimba come in, Obi getting cheers, his ego cannot take it. He's bigger. When he played the way he played during the COVID stuff, that's who I think he really thinks he is.
Right.
He's not though.
No, no doubt about it.
With
But
my friends, real
mhm.
quick, with my
Yeah, no,
friends,
go
I
ahead.
told them my main concern last season, everybody had their different concerns. I told all of my friends, my one concern is the fans coming back. This team is going to be different when the fans are back. When ain't no fans in the building, you get hoodie mellow out of everybody. If y'all remember that season, it was random people dropping 50, 40. You playing YMCA ball. And Randle loved it. And he thought he was going to come in this season and do that. No, man, his ego, he needs to bring his ego down. Understand if you play within the team. I don't want to hear people say we don't have a good team. I think we got a good ass team. We just don't play together. We need to get Tibbs out of there, bring in a younger coach with just a different mindset and change Randall's mindset. I think we'd be good. But that's what I want to say. I think it's totally 100% that man's ego. And that's why he got to get the hell out of here.
Are you one of the guys that feel like either Tibbs or Randall has to go, or both of them have to go, or you're
Honestly,
you're okay with?
if it was up to me, I would have Tibbs out of here before Randall because Tibbs, even though he's changed some of his playing style and all of that, um, he's too stubborn, man. He's too stubborn. And he's going to run his players. We just need a new mind in there. We need a new mind in there. I don't know how the Johnny Bryant do. You know what Tibbs is, honestly, y'all? Tibbs should be a traveling coach for every team and give them 1 year. Tibbs should be the one coach in the league. If your franchise is down, you bring that man in 1 year and he instills something in you. It's like a teacher when you was in high school. You got that one rough teacher that you needed. But if you have that teacher again for the next year, it's like I got what I needed from you last year. I don't need all of this anymore. I got what I needed. That's what Tibbs is. He's a 1 year coach.
Mm.
And he gives you what you need. Get that man out of here and get another person in here and change it around. That's just what I think.
I hear you. All right. Appreciate you.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
appreciate you.
Yo, tell Sim I said what up. Tell everybody I said what up. I'll try to come back in a little more, but I love y'all, man. I'm still watching all the time.
Appreciate you, bro.
Definitely.
We got the post game tonight, so you're welcome.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
All right. All right. Anybody else who wants to,
Let me let me
pop on.
put it back in
Um
the chat again.
um you definitely can. The chat's been really popping. You mind if I while you're doing that, if
Go
I
ahead. Go right ahead.
disagree? I keep Tibbs and ship Randall out. Tibbs is a transition coach. Okay. Um
I think he meant. I don't think he meant like basketball transition. I think he meant like to
yeah,
transition
transition
the
to another
team.
coach. Yeah. If Randall had played well, we would have 10 more wins. Oh man, if Randall had played well, if my worst fears at the beginning of the season didn't come true, was that we lost both of our point guards to injury, which we did, Kimba and Rose. Oh man, I think this season we would be in the playoffs. Look where we are now. We would definitely be in the playoffs. Keep Tibbs for one more year, but Randall has to go. Randall is refusing to shoot the three. Anybody with ego issues will shoot contested threes no matter what. I mean, he's not shooting contested
Yeah, I
threes,
don't
but
think he
some of
should.
them threes he's shooting. I mean, I'm like, what shot was that? Um, yeah, yeah. So we got Tricky Nicky in here for his 2-3 minute spot because we got to keep it rolling.
Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Tricky Nicky.
Yep. Hello?
Hi guys.
Hello, how are you?
Good. You? How you guys doing tonight?
Good, I'm
Yeah,
good.
good, bro.
Good. Good. We got a huge game tonight, and
Yeah, we do.
I mean it's huge by the standards. If you look at Julius Randle and what's gonna happen, I'm curious. Um, to me though, I'm keeping Tibbs.
Hmm.
I don't see Tibbs being ornery with the fans. I don't see Tibbs grabbing refs' arms. I don't see Tibbs doing all these things Julius is doing. So you got to keep Tibbs.
But I
And
doesn't he has a he but he he has different criteria though, right? That we have to judge him by. No?
I don't know. Juwan Howard here in Michigan didn't think it was criteria. I mean, anybody can be emotional, and there's ways around it. And I just hope he gets what he needs, and hopefully he's comfortable if he does go somewhere. And I'm not even gonna write him off yet. I'm gonna sit there and say like, hopefully, there is a way they salvage this. Maybe there's a way. I don't know
Would
if
you
there's a
would you
way.
like it to be salvaged though, or are you with the fan base that just wants him out no matter what?
Well, yeah, I would like it to be salvaged. I like the guy. You know, he did good for us last year. I know this year has been rough on him. It's different. The fans are in the stands, but if he can't handle it here in New York, then it's not possible to even consider salvaging it because he's gonna hear those boo birds. Even if he did good, say for a month or two next year,
Hmm.
as soon as he had a couple week stretch where he was playing poor, inefficient,
Hmm.
then you got these fans that are going to get on him. And I just don't know if he can handle that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I would like it to be salvaged, but if his emotions are not going to come into check, then we just got to let him go because it's just you can't get around that. It's like he has skill with concrete around it. It's like it's hard to get to the skill. You got to break through this emotional stuff. So yeah, I think that I would hope it could be savage, but if he can't get it together emotionally, I think we do have to move on.
Now, if you ask me if I think it can be, I don't think it can be.
Mm.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I think it's past that point. I
Okay.
think, especially if the rumors coming out are true, and he did ask out. I think it's inevitable that he's gonna have to go, and it just sucks to have a player like that, a talent like that, that did so much for us last year. And I'm not going to say he was the worst player this year, but to watch him walk and try to get somebody close to his talent is going to be very difficult for New York to do.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're going to be trading picks away. You're going to be doing this. And the one thing I always considered was, well, if Randall does want out, what happens if Mitch wants out? Like, that's our
Yeah.
starting two
You
at
know,
the
I'm actually get into that um because there have been reports last night I read that there's that Randall and Mitch haven't been getting along,
Oh,
and
really?
and yeah, if this is true, I think that is definitely more reason to lock Mitch up and kind of move on from Randall, especially if the rumors that he wants to be gone or doesn't want to be here are true. We can't lose them both. We cannot lose them both. Like that's a start over. So and I don't want to do that.
right, and that's what I was saying. That's my biggest concern is losing both. But I want to thank you guys for your time. Salute to the Queens
Appreciate you.
Court staff. Thank you, Tony
Appreciate you.
Crow. Let's go next tonight. Let's beat those Hornets. Let's not give up a triple double to Lamelo and
Yeah.
Miles
Let's
Bridges.
not do that.
Miles Bridges. I hope you get owned tonight, but I don't see it happen if Randall is playing. To be honest. But I love you guys. Thank you very much for allowing me on the show. You guys have a great
All
night.
right.
You
Appreciate
too. Thanks
Love
for
you too.
joining.
it. Mike Johnson. Appreciate you.
See, we ain't mad at you. You want to move right along?
Yeah, let's move right along.
All right, we got a special one here. My guy, Rob the Nick. What's going on, Rob? Long time, brother. Welcome to the crossover.
What's good? What's good at work? What's up, Queen? What's
How
up,
you
Crow?
doing?
Over here at the work, thinking about the Randle situation. I
Okay,
got
what's your take on it?
my take is I think that Randle with the fans and what he's going through, and I think that and with his wife getting on social media when you used to be the king of New York one year, now you the poper. Your kid was crowned the the prince of New York. Along with all of that, I think it's more home that he wants out. Even though his
Mm,
play is suffering like that, but I think that his wife got a lot to do with this.
Mm.
And and I don't think he's happy when he comes to the Garden, and he can't be happy home. They used to be able to walk the city and everybody would smile. You
Mm.
know how you know how vicious we can be in the city,
yeah, yeah. We was
driving
talking
by in
about
the
that
car.
earlier. They probably
Yeah,
can't go and eat out. They probably can't go to the movies. They probably,
yeah. It's like yeah, and he coming out of Kentucky, a nice small place. Dallas, they loved him. He was the high school. He probably never faced this type of ridicule at any time in his life. And it's messing with his mental on top of that. Yes, and I think that
yeah.
that Kimber thing did bother him with that 8 jersey, which I think would have bothered anybody after all you gave blood, sweat, and tears the year before, and this is how you treat it. And
So you
then,
think he should have had the commercial?
no doubt, it should have been him just on the season that he had before. And just how Kimber dissed us the first time when he left Charlotte.
That's what I said. Nobody wanted to hear me though when
Mm.
Kimberg. I was like, he ain't want to come the first time.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He didn't want to do any of that. And and my take on a quick take that I had on Tibbs is this here. Tibbs should not get credit for anything that's going on with the Knicks within the last 2 weeks. When you got management there watching your every move, and just because you wouldn't acquiesce the first time after the All-Star break, they flew out there to the West Coast trip and watched him a couple of times and then flew back. And he didn't do none of what he was supposed to do. So now they got to sit there and babysit you. Now that you see it's working, now in your press conferences, you all jubilant like this whole thing was your idea. And it's not. Do I think
So you
that
think he
Tibbs?
was forced to play the young guys? Because we did have some injuries that kind
Yeah.
of pressed them into duty.
Hey, look, I think that he was forced, Queen. Look, I had a situation when I was in 3rd grade when my mom had to sit in the back of the classroom because I was clowning out. I didn't clown out those days that I didn't clown out those days that she was there. And he did the same thing because when Obi played 19 minutes the first time, and then he played 40 the next, somebody had to say something. You don't
But
jump from 19 to 40, and then
that's a good point.
and all of the aggressive play that Kobe had to do to get in foul trouble, or you would have got snatched anyway. So he had to put himself in foul trouble position just to even get the 19 minutes. You had to dive for every loose ball movement. Then the next day, he played a little bit more relaxed and wound up with 1 foul for the whole game. And there were still defensive lapses. So somebody had to say something.
Yeah, yeah,
Kobe played a great game that game, but it was still the little defensive things that was happening, like what happened in the game before. So, I'm like, as far as Tibbs is concerned, I think the young guys are a year early, is what I always said. I took the San Antonio route, play the veterans, let the young guys lay in between, but they came out the yard a little early, and Tibbs couldn't understand it. So now he has to deal with it.
yeah.
So, going forward, I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good. If Randle wants out, let the man out. You'll be able to get something for him. You got something for Westbrook. If you can trade Westbrook 3 times, Randle is not a problem. This man got
Westbrook
traded
with all
3
his
times.
inefficiencies is still better than
Oh,
Randle.
yeah, 3 times. And might be on the move again. 20 and 10 and 5 works on a lot of teams.
Yeah,
And the attitude might just be in New York,
right.
you know? Shoot,
I
we
wish it
didn't
could
have.
work here, but that attitude just can't. But I
Yeah.
would love 2010 and 5.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I would too, but I don't think that it's gonna work with him. And if he wants out, like the caller said before, give Obi a shot at the title. He's the number 8 pick. He deserves a shot wherever you go. But
Yeah.
I like that John Collins thing. But I think in the long run, Obi will beat him out.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Rob,
just
right.
Rob,
All right.
let me ask you this.
uh,
Do you think there's a chance that the rumor is totally fabricated in a ploy to kind of speed the process of getting Randall out of here,
yes, most
or
definitely.
helping the fan base kind of turn their back even further on him?
Yeah,
Wow.
it can. Yeah, it can be. Actually, it really can be, but I think not though, because his body language has been crazy for the last 3, 4 months. And that thing when he just walked out on the team, and then I came out right after. It seems like it got some truth to it. But can it be
Smoke.
fabricated? Mark Berman is friends with Tibbs, so you know it can be. No, I would say it can be, but I highly doubt it. I think that this is real. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that is real. But other than that, it's go Knicks tonight. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
out of here to get to the game, so y'all not
Oh
gonna
wow.
have to dismiss. Y'all not gonna have to dismiss me. I'm gonna have to go because I'm at work.
All right.
Appreciate you having
All
me.
right.
All right.
Peace, peace, Queen. Peace,
Peace.
peace, Crow. I'll
All
holler at
right.
y'all.
All
Wow.
right.
Bye.
Oh
All right.
man, this
I
tonight.
appreciate that. We got to do that more often. Got 10 minutes left. Read this super chat and last words.
Yeah. Let me get it up here. There you go. Nikki B from Harlem. Mitch and Randall should be either or, but not for personality for basketball. Mitch clogs the paint. Randall needs space. Keep one, trade the other.
I agree. I agree. Like we talk a lot about why Randall is not in the paint. One, he's 6'8". He can't live down there in the paint. He is strong, but he can't live down there. Second, there's not a lot of space because Mitch is there. Mitch can't draw his man out of the key or anything like that. That being said, RJ has found the way even with even with Mitch down there to kind of, get to the key. But he has to kind of shoot under
And
Mitch's guy
find Mitch as well,
and find
which
Mitch as well.
Randall struggles to do.
Hmm.
He tries, he attempts, but
Right.
he does struggle. I appreciate the super chat, Nikki B from Harlem.
Definitely.
Um, I think we're gonna wrap it up, right? Get
Yeah.
ready for this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Shout out to the chat. I think we're gonna do this. Let's do this once a month, yeah,
Yeah. Have
at
a chat
least. You know
show.
what I mean? Have a chat show. You guys will tell you the week before the next show's the chat show. Get your questions ready, your comments ready, and we get you in and out. I like this. It's a nice little twist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No
and
doubt.
and again, without you guys, we still be talking, but it'd just be us. So
Right.
appreciate you joining us for real.
Right. And this was actually an idea for my channel because I was thinking about doing a chat show, but I'm thinking about how can I hook up the phone first.
Mm-hmm.
This is another way to do a chat show even without the phone. So it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yep. Um, any last words?
No, I think I'm good. This is what number 3 today. We got another one
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah,
Got the
yeah,
game. Oh, but it's picking up, man. The Knicks content is gonna be very crazy this off season,
yeah,
and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the interactions, and looking forward to the fan. I really like this show. I think this might be one of our best ones, Queen.
yeah. Definitely for sure. We didn't even get to our second topic was, you know, are we winning a bit too late and messing with our draft position? So I was interested in
Mm-hmm.
what the
Mm.
chat had to say about that. Somebody actually put that chat in. I don't know if it was this show or when we did the pre-games. Like, why are we winning? Like, what's why are we winning now? But we could get to that at another time. We got
Yeah, yeah.
we got time to talk about it. But I appreciate you as always. It's always a pleasure
Likewise.
doing the show with you. Shout out to Sim, the creator of the channel. She kind of upgraded our little digs over here, you know. So I appreciate it.
That's for sure. Yeah, if we could wrap it up and see you in a post game. I don't know if you're gonna be there, Queen, but if
I'll
not,
try. I will try.
I know how it is. I know how it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. You get my age. You need that sleep. 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'll be trying to take it down.
I hear you. But yeah, as always, it's been a pleasure. Your Blackest Time, and see you next week. See you Monday.
Yep. Peace.